This will be part 2. We're at Riverside, California, Southern California, heading inside of Riverside National Cemetery. Whoa! Let's go ahead and get inside and get started. This is Interstate 15. Las Vegas is this direction. Our first stop today is a Hollywood actor, Robert Corvelas. He's best known for his part in the television series Get Smart, which ran from 1965 through 1970. He played a part of Larrabee.
You sure about that?
I'm positive about it.
We are talking about the same thing, aren't we, Larrabee?
I certainly hope so.
So do I, Larrabee. So do I.
You think we're talking about?
What do you think we're talking about?
I asked you first.
I said you know what to do, and you said you didn't think it would work.
That's right.
What didn't you think would work?
Watering this plant.
I knew it. You got the wrong thing. I wasn't talking about the plan. I wanted you to get Max on the phone immediately.
Oh, well, that might do some good.
Larrabee, how old do you think I am?
About 63, 64.
I thought so.
Why, how old are you?
I'm 42.
You don't look it. You look 63.
Get out, Larrabee.
You probably didn't know this, but he was a cousin of Don Adams. He died in 1991 while living in Los Angeles. Stop number 2 takes us to the west side of the cemetery. This is the grave location of Bernard Hamilton. Bernie Hamilton was best known for playing Captain Doobie in the Starsky and Hutch television series in the 1970s. Stopped acting and got into the music business, producing R&B and gospel records. He dies December the 30th, 2008, of a heart attack at age 80. Okay, now we'll make our way several rows east. Check out this grass. It actually looks like a golf course to me. They come out with weed eaters and make sure all the headstones are clear. I've been in some cemeteries that is so overgrown that the locations are very difficult to find, and in many cases I have to dig out the headstones. This place is really well taken care of. By the way, thanks for the friend requests I've been receiving on Facebook. My name's Dave Ledbetter. I'm from Las Vegas, so look me up, send me a request. Thanks for your positive comments as well. It makes the drive, these long drives, a little easier, so I really appreciate it. Our next location is not an actor, but a musician. This is a grave location of Earl Palmer. Mr. Palmer was a drummer. In fact, he was a session drummer, which is quite different than playing in a band. Session guys must be 100% precise every time. Well, this was Mr. Palmer. He plays on recording sessions for Little Richard, Tutti Frutti, Fats Domino, I'm Walking, Sam Cooke, Twisting the Night Away, among others. Very, very talented. Now we're going to head over to a columbarium. Straight ahead, those structures, we're going to find our way over there too. I know of a couple of famous graves. Okay, we're at the columbarium now. It took me 1 hour to find our next stop. I'm not complaining. This is fun for me. Just saying. It's good to exercise too, doing a lot of walking. Here we go, back in the corner. We have Paul Domingo Comey Sr. He serves in the Korean War, earning a Purple Heart. I just noticed we have the same birthday. The same can be said for Burt Reynolds as well, and Thomas Edison. I'd like to take just a moment and talk about Mr. Comey's acting career. It lasted 4 decades, from mid-50s through the mid-90s. He had parts in the movie The Towering Inferno, The Young Lions with Montgomery Clift and Dean Martin, among others. Later in life, he becomes the president of Cafe de Amor, a coffee company. This is started by his wife Eva Together they created their first flavored instant cappuccino. Man, that cappuccino. I got cappuccino in my mind now. I think I'll stop and get some on the way home. In fact, I can smell it now. Okay, let's keep moving and see who else we can find here at Riverside National Cemetery, Riverside, California. We're not leaving quite yet. We're back in the middle of the cemetery. This is the grave location of George Baker. Mr. Baker was a cartoonist. He was the creator of the comic strip and a comic book, The Sad Sack, which was my favorite, by the way, while growing up. Let me know in the comments if you remember it. You may remember that it was about a dim-witted soldier serving in the army during World War II. Some say this was the inspiration of Gomer Pyle, USMC. Beautiful day. You'll never know this is winter time in California, but you'll pay $17 for number one at McDonald's. We're walking up on our next visit of a musician, our second musician here, James Edward Palh. He was a saxophonist playing on early surf albums for the Safaris. He also played on the smash hit, the 1963 hit Wipeout. And boy, do I remember the drum solo. He died April 29, 2005 while living in San Bernardino, California. He dies of heart failure while waiting for a transplant. Okay, we'll keep moving. We'll make our way out in this direction. There's two other stops we'll make. Thanks for sticking with me to the end. I'm using Find a Grave for our next location. However, there's an error. Find a Grave says come to section 190, which is actually an error. We need to move down several rows and look for the section 210. Once here, move over 3 rows and go down 3. We'll find our third musician, Ed Townson, interred here at Riverside National Cemetery. He co-wrote the Marvin Gaye hit single, Let's Get It On. He is also the father of singer David Townson. Thanks for staying with me to the end. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Now we're at section 250. I know we need to go down several more rows. Section 270 will come over 1 row just to the right and go down to the bottom. We'll find an actress from the 1940s. Here we are, Vivian Austin, 40s movies. She appears in several movies during the 40s. She was born in Hollywood, went to Hollywood High School, also was named Miss Hollywood in 1939. This led to her getting into the movies. She had the romantic lead in The Adventures of Red Ryder.
For myself, I have a job to finish. The one Frenchie Beaumont started. Oh, you'll help me with it, Red, won't you?
You know I will, Libby.
Marge, you stay here with the Duchess. Red and I'll finish up what we have to do in town.
Say, old-timer, try and make yourself useful, will you? Go ask Sam to make a pot of tea.
Why, sure I will, Red. Sure I will.
Well, Libby, what do you hope to accomplish staying in town?
Look, believe me, Red, it's not just because of Jerry, but Frenchie Beaumont's got to be stopped.
I agree with you. Decent people aren't safe in this town.
Well, the only thing that I've got to fight him with is the weapon that my father left me, our newspaper.
Well, a newspaper's a mighty powerful weapon if it's loaded with the right ammunition. Unfortunately, we don't have the ammunition yet.
What do you mean?
Well, under the code we live by here on the frontier, when 2 men settle an argument fairly, neither having his gun out first, the It's not only legal, it's also considered honorable.
Well, how about the hotel, Red? With every room filled with nothing in the world but gunslicks. And what about this epidemic of stage robberies? The holdups, the rustling. Don't you think Frenchie had his finger in there somewhere?
I think Frenchie's using his hotel as a hideout for men wanted in other parts of the country, charging them high rates and using them for whatever suits his purpose.
Yes.
Well, thinking is one thing. Having proof is something else again. And your newspaper must have proof.
All right, then. We'll get it.
You bet we will. And while I'm figuring out how, young lady, you're going in that spare room and get some rest.
She married a millionaire auto dealer. His name is Glenn Austin. Later, she weds an eye surgeon who actually operates on her to improve her eyesight. She died August the 1st, 2004, of natural causes. And you guessed it, while living in Hollywood. This wraps up part 2 of Riverside National Cemetery, located in Riverside, California. They take very nice care of this place. Looks like I got some daylight left to make the trip back to Las Vegas. Everyone needs to be remembered.